I am Supreme, and today's Astro Oracle investigation will be on 2-year-old Arianna Fitz. What happened to Arianna Fitz? Okay, of Oakland, California. She went missing, okay, and her mother was later found dead in a park in a shallow grave. This is a very interesting story, kind of creepy. Just the human disgust of the people that I'm going to talk about today that are seemingly involved in the mother's death and the 2-year-old's disappearance, who we still to this day do not know whether Arianna Fitz is alive or not, but we do know she is missing. Today is August the 8th, 2025. Now, I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as I can. Okay. I don't have a lot of information, but that is the reason why I am a high-ranking oracle. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to speak for myself. I don't need too much information. I just need a name, or however you describe the situation. I know how to get energy from that. Okay. And I know how to locate that energy through my divination. Okay. To find out who, what, where, when, and why. Okay, and that's kind of what we're going to do today. But I do have enough information. Okay, so let's conduct this Astro Oracle investigation. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you'll be notified when I drop my investigations. Okay, now, Nicole Fitz is Arianna's mother. Okay, let's go back to sometime a couple of years before 2016. Okay. Now Nicole was going through some hardships. Okay. And it landed her. She was a single mother raising Arianna on her own. She experienced some hardships, which is common, and it landed her in a shelter, which is also common. In this shelter, Nicole met Lemasani Briggs, okay, who was said to be a preacher. Okay. Um, a lot of documents say that she was a street preacher. I've looked at documentaries and did my own research, and she was a part of some type of a ministry organization slash rehabilitation center slash reentry. Reentry is a program designed for rehabilitants after they complete a drug rehab program, and then they re-enter into another program that piggybacks off of their recovery, that's designed for the next stage in their recovery while they go out here in the streets and uh, create a new life of their own. So I get that. um, Now, it was said that Lemasani Briggs took Nicole Fitz and Arianna into her home. Okay. And while there, Nicole had the worst experience of her life. Lemasani Briggs was very controlling, very obsessive, possessive, and offensive. She started controlling Nicole's whereabouts and all the activities that she did. She even started controlling who Nicole was allowed to hang around. You know, And she would even start to send Nicole offensive texts to a mother saying, "Bring me my baby." Lemasani has no right to tell Nicole to bring her baby. That's Nicole's baby, not Lemasani's baby. But when somebody starts to take control of your energy like that, to the point where now they done took possession of what's yours and calling it their own. She was literally texting Nicole, under certain specific occasions, telling her, bring me my baby. As if to say wherever Nicole is at is unfit for her to have her child with her. Because I know you out there doing who knows what, who knows how, with who knows who. And it ain't good news. So bring me my baby. Like, who the fuck are you? But let's continue on with the timeline. Never let nobody take over your energy like that. So, and of course, Nicole was vulnerable. And we all get into vulnerable positions at times. And, sometimes you have to relinquish a lot of power and control while these people that are helping you are helping you. But see, when this help starts to become abusive and offensive like that, you have to put a stop to that. And I believe that's what Nicole was trying to do. But these things got to be done delicately too, because she has a child. Her life is on the line and her child's life is on the line. So I get that. So Nicole hired some babysitters to take care of her daughter, Arianna Fitz, while Nicole went out to try to find a better place of residence. And guess who these babysitters were? They were related to Lemasani Briggs, the so-called preacher that Nicole was living with. Okay? It was Lemasani's nieces. Now, Nicole, if you had an issue with Lemasani Briggs, this preacher, who was charging you outrageous amounts of rent, because Nicole was complaining about the amount of rent that she was being charged. I believe every bit of Nicole's story. And not only that, she was vulnerable and she needed help. So she became vulnerable to somebody who had more power to help her. People who have power to help you does not mean that they're healthy people. Okay? And it doesn't mean that they have your best interests at hand. People are power hungry. But let's continue on with this timeline. So during the time that these babysitters, Helena Hearn and Devin Martin, was hired to take care of to take care of Arianna. Now, Helena Hearn and Devin Martin, they were related to Lemasani. Okay? They were her niece. Okay? Now, the babysitters was giving excuses every time Nicole wanted to, come and pick up Arianna from frequent times to time. It wasn't every day. It was like they were keeping Arianna for like long periods of time. But, every now and then Nicole, of course, want to drop in, take her daughter, but it was said that every time Nicole wanted to come and pick her daughter up, the babysitters kept giving her an excuse. Like one time they gave her an excuse, well, oh, we took Arianna to Disneyland, so she's not even here right now, so you're going to have to come back another day. Okay. So it was beginning to be one excuse after the next, and I'm quite sure a month or two done passed by, probably more than that, when Nicole wasn't able to see her child. So she made that last attempt. This was around April 5th of 2016, which was the last time anyone has ever heard of her. She texted them saying that I'm going to pick up my daughter. She texted the babysitters saying that she was going to pick up her daughter whether they liked it or not. Nicole gave them a deadline. I believe the deadline was April 10th. You have till April 10th to have my daughter exactly where I'm coming to pick her up, or else. I don't know what that or else was, but I'm quite sure it wasn't nice. So Nicole set out to go and get her daughter. Okay. Now she said that she was with a man. I think his name was Michael something. She was last heard of, not seen, but heard of being with a guy that nobody never heard of. It was one of her friends. I guess he was going to assist her in taking her to go pick up Arianna Fitz from the babysitters who she had been battling with back and forth to come and see her daughter and pick up her daughter for like the past few months. So that didn't go well because 3 days later, April the 8th, 2016, Nicole Fitz's body was found dead in a shallow grave in McLaren Park, buried in a shallow grave. Disgusting. You know, just the imagination of what could have happened to her in her midst of trying to trust people to help her. And she landed dead. She didn't commit suicide. We know that. She was going to get her daughter, and whoever she was with is responsible for where her body was found at. And we're going to get down to the bottom of that. Okay? Before I pull a card, I also want to mention, and then I'm going to pull a chart too. I also want to mention that Helena Hearn, which is the babysitter, which was supposed to have been the last person that had Arianna Fitz, the child, in her possession. Guess what? She previously served time in jail for killing her child's father. So the babysitter that Nicole hired to take care of her daughter, Arianna, is a murderer and did jail time for murder. I'm quite sure she didn't do life because she probably said it was self-defense. But your daughter is being taken care of by a murderer. So that's something to take into consideration. You know, you have to consider that. Now let's get to Arianna Fitz's birthday, her birth chart. I have it in front of me, where the planets were the day she was born. Now, if you look over, you'll see under her missing alignment of planets, I don't have all the planets because I don't have a specific day that she went missing. So there are specific planetary positions that I have no knowledge of, but I do have knowledge of some of the planetary positions. Okay, and that is the positions of Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And I'm going to work from those positions. Okay, so now let's pull Ariana's birth chart. Her sun is in Virgo and her moon is in Libra. Y'all know how I formulate time. Time is the sun divided by moon cycles. So I put the moon in Libra in Virgo's house. Virgo's house is the sixth house. So when Libra is in the sixth house, Taurus is rising. See, when Libra is in Virgo season, Virgo house, Taurus is rising. This is a second house chart. The second house is about money and material resources. We're about to find out, what does money and material resources have to do with Arianna Fitz energy. Okay, so the last time she was seen, when Arianna went missing, was sometime during February of 2016. Okay, now I can't pull a chart for then. Okay, but what I will pull is a chart from the ether. Okay, because we don't need the exact time. It helps, okay, but time is infinite. And I'm going to pull from the infinite with these hands. Okay, because the magic is in the hands of the oracle. And I am the oracle. So, right now, I'm going to pull a chart that's going to open up answers to the disappearance of Arianna Fitz, and as well the murder of her mother while she was in pursuit to go and pick up Arianna Fitz. So this card that I'm going to pull is going to be the chart where I will find those answers. Mars in the first house. Mars in the first house. And I'm glad that Mars came out, because Mars is the actual alignment where I do know where Mars was during February 2016. All of February 2016 Mars was in Scorpio. So when Scorpio was in the first house, okay, that is a Scorpio rising chart. That is an 8th house chart. Mars in Scorpio is a transformative energy, aka a death energy, aka a transition energy. Transition is not just the transition of the body into death, but also the transition from one thing to another. Okay, but this is the chart of death. Okay, this is the chart of death. Okay, so her mother, we know for a fact, Nicole, we know for a fact Nicole is dead. Now, is this telling us that Arianna is dead too? Let's find out what's going on with Arianna, because we know her mother's dead. We know Nicole is dead. All right, now, Arianna was a Virgo. Okay, now, first, let's look at what comes first. Why is Mars in Scorpio coming first during the chart that was pulled? Well, let's find out why. Where was Scorpio at when Arianna was born? Scorpio was in the 7th house. That is the house of relationships, partnerships. Okay? Now, who is this specific individual in a relationship or a partnership? Because Scorpio is in Ariana's 7th house. And we got to find out we got to first find out what's going on with Scorpio. So we'll find out why it came first in the death chart. So let's break down what's going on with Scorpio in Ariana's house of relationships. Scorpio in the 7th house is Libra's house. 7th house is Libra's house. Where is Libra at? To let us know what kind of relationship this was. Okay, Libra is in Virgo's house, which is the 6th house, and Ariana is a Virgo. But Virgo is in the 5th house of children. So we know she is the child. Okay, because she is a Virgo. And in her chart, she is in the house of children. Okay? Now, because Taurus is rising, okay, the way her whole energy was set up, she would be put in a situation where money comes first. Of course, because look how they were financially abusing her mother. So, of course, Taurus would come first. Okay? So, Taurus issues would come first. Okay? And Venus rules Taurus, which comes first, the money issues, and Libra, which is in the 6th house. Libra represents the relationship with people that was helping Ariana. Okay, so where was Venus at when Ariana was born? Venus was actually in Libra. So the people that that would take possession of Ariana, they weren't out to harm her. Okay, they were out to help her. Okay, now how can we find out where these people are? Well, let's look at what's going on in Scorpio's house. Being that we know where Libra is in the house of help, the 6th house. So this is a relationship with somebody that's helping Ariana. Okay, now who are these people? Because we know it is not just one person. Let's look where in Scorpio's house, which is the 8th house. You will see Sagittarius. That lets me know that this is most likely a foreigner, somebody of a foreign culture from Ariana. Okay, now this could also be somebody that lives overseas. Okay, but we don't know. All right, but what we do know is when we look at Sagittarius in Ariana's house of death in transition, which is the 8th house, being that the 8th house came out from the oracle, let's look at what was in the 8th house the day Ariana was born, Sagittarius. And where's Sagittarius at in this chart that came out? Sagittarius is in the 2nd house of money. Okay, now the 2nd house is Taurus's house. Okay, and it's ironic, but it's not a surprise that Ariana's birth chart is a Taurus rising. Okay, because now we know that this is about money, and not only is it about money, but there is a church involved. There is an organization involved. Of course, because Lemasani Briggs, the woman who took Nicole and Arianna under her wing and put her in her house and was abusing them pretty much, controlling them and being obsessive, she had access to these funds. The money that she had access to has a lot to do with where Arianna is today and also what happened to Nicole. Okay? Now, Sagittarius is the energy that rules the ninth house. Okay? That is the energy of higher knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And that energy is prominent in this reading because the people that took Nicole and Arianna in are supposedly preachers and affiliated with these churches and organizations and recovery programs and stuff that's designed to help people in the name of a higher power. They figure they're doing God's will, right? So, of course, I was going to follow Sagittarius energy anyway. Okay, and I see that Sagittarius energy is in is in Arianna, house of death, the 8th house. Okay, now the 8th house, which is where this Sagittarius energy is. Now, the 8th house is the chart that came out that's supposed to let us know why do I keep saying Lemasani? Where Nicole fits and Arianna. We know Nicole Fitz ended up dead, but this is also the chart that's supposed to let us know what happened with Arianna as well. So it lets us know we have to follow Sagittarius. Okay? So, Sagittarius is in the 2nd house of money. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Where's Jupiter at? Jupiter, the day Arianna Fitz was born, was in Cancer. Okay? We don't have to look for Nicole because we know she's dead. Okay, so let's look at Jupiter. Okay, Jupiter, the day Arianna Fitz was born, was in Cancer. Okay, now Jupiter, the days during the period of time that Arianna Fitz was last seen, was in Virgo, and Arianna is a Virgo. Okay, so this financial security that's designed to take care of Arianna, who is the Virgo. Okay? She is with a family because her Jupiter is in Cancer. She is with a family in the 9th house that is financially funded by this organization. Why? Because look where Virgo is in this 8th house chart. Virgo is in the 11th house of groups, organizations, okay? Organizations, programs, all these programs that Lemasani is affiliated with, okay? Also, side note, Lemasani died 2021. Yes, she died of COVID in 2021. So she's no longer with us. But we still have to find out whether Arianna Fitz is still with us or not. Okay? So we do know that this organization that's funded, that Lemasani is a part of, that Sagittarius energy was a part of, okay, is where Arianna Fitz is at. Now, being that this is an 8th house chart, okay, and in the 8th house of this chart is Gemini, okay, and Gemini rules the 3rd house, and in the 3rd house I see Capricorn. Why is Capricorn in the 3rd house so important? Because Capricorn represents an authority figure. Okay, Capricorn also represents the father figure. I don't know if it's her father or a father figure. Now, Capricorn energy in Ariana's birth chart is in the 9th house as well. Okay, the 9th house is where this preacher's church and religious organizations and programs reside. So there is an authority figure in Ariana's life that comes from this religious organization. Okay, and this religious organization is responsible for what happened to Arianna. Okay, Now, Ariana's moon is in Libra. Okay, so in this eighth house chart, Libra is hiding in the 12th house. That's Pisces house. Okay, now the moon represents the mother, home, and children. Okay, so she is the child that's hiding. She is the child that's hiding in the 12th house. They're hiding her. Okay, and if you look in the house of children, which is the fifth house, you will see Pisces. Okay, now Ariana's moon, which is in Libra, is in Pisces house. So that means she's not alone. Okay, if she's still alive, she's not alone. Okay, somebody else is on board. Okay, and this somebody else that's on board, I don't believe that they killed her. Okay, they are hiding her. Okay, now Mars came out in the first house. Mars rules the first house, so Mars is at home in the first house. And being that Scorpio is there, Mars not only rules Aries first, but it also rules Scorpio. Okay, so where is Aries at? Being that this card came out first, and this is Aries' house, but Scorpio is there. But Mars rules Scorpio and Aries. Aries is in the sixth house of help, which is where Ariana's moon is the day she was born. In her birth chart, her moon is in Libra. Okay, so in this life, Ariana is never alone. Okay, she's never alone because Libra energy will never allow you to be alone. The universe is always going to conjure up somebody in your life to balance you out because that's what Libra represents, the scales. Okay, so this person who Ariana's with is the person that was ordained to help her. Okay, which is most likely the babysitters. Okay, they know where Ariana is at. Okay, now Pluto rules Scorpio, and so does Mars, but Pluto rules Scorpio first because Mars rules Aries first. Okay, so let's look at where Pluto was during the time that Ariana went missing. Pluto was in Capricorn. No wonder something told me pay attention to that Capricorn energy. Okay, now Capricorn is in the third house. That's Gemini's house. Okay, what is Capricorn doing in the third house? Okay, now the third house is the house of nieces. When it comes to people, you want to locate a person. The third house is the house of siblings. Okay, make sure y'all are utilizing my tutorial in the link below where you're able to go to that video and click on any sign, any house number, or any planet that you hear me talk about and pull in any of my cards or in any of my charts. So you don't think I'm just up here talking shit. I want you to see the magic raw and uncut for yourself. Energy does not lie. Now let's get back to this niece in the third house. Okay, the third house is the house of siblings. Okay, and Capricorn energy is the energy of the father. Okay, it's the energy of the father figure, but the authority figure, period. So when an authority figure of a child, which is most likely the parent or the person in charge, okay, we're talking about their siblings. Okay, so the person, if Helena Hearn is Lemasani's niece, then that means that the mother of Helena is Lemasani's sibling, right? That is exactly what you see in the third house. Okay? The sibling of Lemasani, which is Ariana is with their daughter. Okay? Which is the niece of Lemasani. Okay? Now, Gemini. Okay, now hold up, because let's further elaborate on this Capricorn energy, this authority figure. Who is this authority figure over? Look inside of Capricorn's house. You'll see Leo. Leo is the child. Okay, Leo is the child. That's Ariana. She's the child. That doesn't mean she's a Leo. It means she is the child involved. Leo energy is the child. And Ariana was born in Leo's house, which is the fifth house. Because if you look at her birth chart, you will see Virgo right there. Ariana is a Virgo, and she was born in Leo's house. So she is the child. Okay? So this authority figure that has the child, okay, is the niece. Now, Gemini energy, which is the house that Capricorn is in the Oracle chart, look where Gemini is. It's in the house of death, which is the 8th house. Okay? It is the 8th house of death and transition. Okay? Does that mean Arianna is dead? It could be, but it definitely means that she's in the possession of the niece, because this is an 8th house chart. This is the 8th house chart. If she's not dead, she's hiding in this program that is financially funded to help the niece take it. The niece knows where Arianna is at, the lost and found. If Arianna, where's her body at, dead or alive? Because we know where Nicole's body at, the mother, and we know Lemasani's dead too. Where can we find Lemasani? I'm sorry, not Lemasani, Arianna today. Lemasani has a lot to do with this whole thing. That's why her name just keeps coming out my mouth. I just keep saying her name even when I don't want to say her name. Let me pick up this Mars card. Mars in the 1st house. Her name just keeps sliding out my mouth and I don't even want to say her name because it doesn't taste good on my tongue. I feel like Lemasani was bad news. And it's not even the feeling. It's just I know she was bad news. You know, because you don't abuse somebody, a single mother that's vulnerable like that, that's in need of help. So, let's find Arianna. Look at that. In the body of water. And it's in the exact house that the chart that we was looking for, because we didn't have the time. So we pulled a card and it brought out the 8th house. And you see this? A body of water. Let me process this. You know, energy doesn't lie. In a body of water. And if her body's in the body of water, it's in the local environment. It's not far. Mars in Scorpio is the energy of death. Who can we locate today that can solve this case? I strongly believe Arianna is no longer with us. But who can we locate today to close this case out and bring justice to the family members of Arianna and Nicole? Body of water in Scorpio's house. And we are in the 8th house, so it's not lying. All right. Who can we locate today? The conspirator in the 12th house. The person that was helping Arianna, which is the niece. Because when I told you Arianna's moon is in the 12th house, we know she was hiding. They was hiding her. They was hiding her. They was hiding her. This is evidence. Where can we find evidence that will bring us to Arianna's body? Maybe she was drowned. I mean, her body's in a body of water. She may have been drowned. Gemini in the 8th house, which is where this body of water is, could represent the body being in the water in the local environment, but also when it comes to health issues involving death. When Gemini is there, it involves the lungs. It could involve her losing oxygen, so she may have drowned. Now, there could be a firearm. She could have been shot. Okay, she could have been shot and then drowned, put in a body of water. Her body's in a body of water. Only because Mars, the first card that came out, is in Scorpio. And when we followed the energy that rules Mars, because it's ruled by Scorpio too, but it's ruled by Aries first. Aries is in the 6th house. And Aries rules the head. Okay? And Mars in Scorpio in the 1st house, where Aries is in the house of health, in Virgo's house, which is Arianna is a Virgo, ruling the head, it could manifest Arianna being shot in the head. This evidence card is going to take us out. But I tell you, firearm, evidence, and weapons. She was shot. And her body is in the body of water in the 4th house. In Arianna's birth chart, this 4th house is Leo. She's the child. Okay? She is the child. All right? And in this 8th house oracle chart, Aquarius is there. Aquarius represents the group of people that was helping her. Okay? The group of authority figures that was helping her. Okay? This group was, well, for one, her mother is part of the group too, because she's an authority figure over Arianna. Lemasani, who recently passed away, she was an authority figure. Lemasani's niece, Helena Hearn, and the other person, Devin Martin, they're authority figures. So that's all in a nutshell is Aquarius energy. And Aquarius energy in Arianna's birth chart is in the 10th house. That's Capricorn's house. That is the house of authority figures. Okay, Capricorn is also the father figure, but these type of authority figures that's in Arianna's 10th house, we got to look at where Capricorn is in her birth chart. That'll let us know what kind of authority figures, because it's more than one when Aquarius is involved. Okay, so Aquarius represents more than one. The opposite of Aquarius is Leo, which represents the one, which is the center of everything. Okay, now this one was Arianna. She was the child. Okay, she was at the center of these authority figures in Aquarius, which represents Aquarius energy that was circling her. That doesn't mean they were good authority figures, but they were the authority figures. And these type of authority figures will be found wherever Capricorn is. And Capricorn in Arianna's birth chart is in the 9th house. Remember, I told you the 9th house is the house of churches, which is where Lemasani was a part of. These religious organizations, these authority figures are directly affiliated with these religious organizations. It's all about money, power, and control, which is what all of them religious organizations are about: money, power, and control. Okay? Now, Arianna was shot. Okay? She was the child that was shot in the fourth house. You see? In the fourth house. In her birth chart, you'll see Leo. Okay? Now, in the fourth house of the chart that was pulled, that chart of death, okay, her and her mother are dead. And this Aquarian group of individuals that represent the home that she was living at, that Arianna was living at, the home of the babysitters, is where you will find this firearm that is responsible for her death. And once they find that, that's when they will be able to be led to the water where Arianna's body is at. Uranus rules Aries. Uranus rules Aquarius, and Uranus is in Aries, both when Arianna was born and during the duration of the last time she was seen. And remember, I told you Aries rules the head. And the first card that came out is Mars in Scorpio, which is the gunshot to her head. Whose head? Arianna's head. Because Aries is in the sixth house, Virgo's house. The head is in Virgo's house. And Arianna herself is a Virgo. And her energy in the house of death is in Aquarius's house. The group of people that was taking care of her. This is so fucking disgusting. People are so inhumane. And the firearm evidence can be found in the fourth house, which is where they're located at. I'm sorry, y'all. This is, gotta excuse my language, but you know I'm raw and uncut. That's my reading for Arianna Fitz. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you'll be notified when I drop these investigations. And tell me what y'all think in the comments below. If you'd like a personal reading with me, reach out to me in my email, which is also in the link below as well. Y'all be blessed.